The one thing you need to know if you're really struggling with the thought of coming out of lockdown. Since the roadmap to recovery was announced, what does that even mean? You may well have seen people on your Facebook or Instagram doing things like this.
I'm gonna have to take 2 days off work because my hangover's gonna be so mental.
I am literally gonna lick and snog everyone I see. I am gonna get so drunk that I don't even know what feelings are anymore. I'm just gonna hug everyone and lick them, spit in their eye, and lick them again. That went weird. But according to a national survey, and by national survey I mean a little poll I did on my Instagram, more than 50% of my followers are actually more nervous about lockdown ending than excited. So if you're in that group, then first of all, you're not alone. But there's one thing that you need to understand. It doesn't fucking matter what anyone else is doing. Hey! It doesn't fucking matter what anyone else is doing. I felt like I was in a musical then. I hate musicals. Now this video could actually be applied to the whole of life, not just coming out of lockdown. But let's concentrate on the lockdown thing for now. But it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Like, you're not in competition with anyone else. Like, no one is saying that on day one of lockdown, you have to go out into crowded spaces and get really, really drunk. No one is saying that you have to go out and sleep with everyone or snog everyone or whatever. No one is saying anything. Well, they're saying it about themselves, and, you know, part of that might be them projecting how awesome they are because they're going to get so drunk and woo. I've got to stop thinking that way. I think it doesn't really work. But you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be aligned with what everyone else is saying they're going to do. All you have to do is what you want to do. And, you know, when the full restrictions are over on the 21st of June or whenever it ends up being, doesn't mean that on the 22nd of June you have to, go back to everything that's normal, because you will have spent 16, 17, 18 months, whatever it is, by the time we get there, not being normal. You will have had your comfort zone crushed around you till it's a very, very small thing. So you don't actually have to do anything different. If you're at the moment more comfortable just staying inside for a bit longer, then do that. If you're, comfortable just going, yeah, I'm just going to start going to the shops a bit more, then do that. You've got to make sure that you're doing the things that you're comfortable with. You don't have to go and do all the other things that you're seeing people going off and doing crazy stuff and, going mental and whatever it might be. That's up to them. If they're out there and they're comfortable doing that, then that's fine. And that's not a reflection on you or on them. That's what they're doing, and this is what you're doing. And you don't have to make any comparison, because what possible benefit is there to you to comparing yourself to what anyone else is doing, like within life in general? But like right now we're talking about this thing, but you don't have to do what other people are doing. I think I've made that very clear. But a warning, you don't want to just sit there doing everything that you've been doing for the last however many months it will have been, because that can be damaging as well. I mentioned a moment ago about comfort zones, and comfort zones are great. You feel nice and safe in them, and there's a whole bunch of things that you're happy doing within this little bubble of yours. Pun intended. It's such a dick. The thing is that the longer you stay within your kind of comfort zone, the smaller that comfort zone actually starts to get, because the things which you're not doing start to seem a little bit, I'm not sure I want to do that. Maybe I'll just modify it a little bit and make it a little bit easier for me. And maybe I'll modify that and make it a little bit easier for me, and before you know, you're not doing anything at all. So once lockdown ends, what you should do is to set yourself, maybe you just want to go back to how things were before, if that's even possible. So if that is your goal, then set yourself a whole bunch of little mini goals that are going to get you there. So if you're really uncomfortable with the idea of being in, crowded spaces, or you're uncomfortable with the idea of being around people who are really drunk, or you're, whatever it might be, then ease your way back into it slowly. So maybe initially you will start by just going to a quiet little pub, or you'll start going to a place where there's a few people around, and just easing your way into it slowly, because you are not competing against anyone else. You're running your own race, and you do so at your own pace. And what's important as well is that your achievements are your own achievements. So there are going to be a lot of people who are just going to go crazy the moment that you can get back in the pub, or you can go out with friends or whatever. There's already people who are starting to go crazy, and they will be happy doing that because that's who they are, and that's fine. But if you like only just getting to the pub for one drink and then going home because that's what you feel comfortable with, but it's a bit of a challenge to you, then that's fine. It doesn't matter if so and so down the road went the next 12 pints the moment that the lockdown ended, because he's going to be home 12 minutes later probably, or in an ambulance. It doesn't matter that one drink to him or to her would be nothing. That's the start of the night, and that might be your whole night or your whole afternoon. That doesn't matter. You've got to compare yourself to yourself a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago, or a few months ago. That's who you should be trying to compete against. And there'll be dips, and there'll be peaks and troughs, but it's about setting yourself these little goals and then celebrating those successes. Even if no one else on earth would celebrate going out for just one pint, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people who can't even do that, but it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of people who can do more than that. There's a whole bunch of people who do less than that. You do what you find a little bit challenging to start with. Just a little bit. Do that, and then do it again another day, and do it again another day, and do it again, until that comfort zone around you is actually starting to grow a little bit. And once that comfort zone has grown, you go, right, okay, what's the next thing I want to do? Okay, I want to go out and I want to go to a gig where there's going to be people shouting and screaming and having fun, or I'm going to go to a sports event or whatever. Whatever your next thing is, and do that, and do that, and do that again. And each time you do it, you celebrate your success. Even if someone else would find it really easy, it doesn't matter. And then once you've done that comfort zone, you're getting the point, and you're going to start to build momentum. So, finishing this off, because it's not a very difficult concept. Let's go through it. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Work at your own pace, but absolutely do not get stuck where you are right now, because that will be more damaging than trying to go out and do everything anyone else is doing, because your comfort zone will get smaller. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really hope that with the restrictions lifted, or when they start to lift, you start to enjoy life more. It's been an absolutely insane time for a hell of a lot of people, basically everyone. But there's nothing to say that you can't enjoy life once lockdown is over. Just do it at your own pace, please. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like it, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm also a life coach and hypnotherapist, so if you're interested in overcoming anxiety, increasing your self-worth, increasing your self-confidence, setting some life goals and achieving them, then do get in touch. Head to gistcoaching.co.uk. You can follow me on Instagram, which is gistlifecoaching. I'll catch you for another video soon. Ahoy!